Hi everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I don't know if I should start this video with a smile on or not, but um, so instead of me introducing the topic for today, I would like my friend to introduce it because I feel that I'm too privileged to introduce this, and I might be a little insensitive. So, Ramsha, would you like? Well, Ramsha, would you like to introduce yourself and the topic?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Ramsha. Uh, I'm a junior of Kanika's and I've known her for a very long time. And I was so glad when she asked me to talk about this topic. So, like, we are going to talk about the struggles of LGBTQ community around the world. And I feel like this is something that has to be spoken about and it is rarely spoken
I
about.
remember when you were in college, when you started your bachelor's, that was the time you were coming out of the closet. And it wasn't a very pretty time, I'll say. There were ups and downs, and I saw them. I I wouldn't say I went through it with you because I would never understand what it feels like, but I know that there were times where people said things which were not right. Let's start with Sasha's Sasha's story.
Think I was 13 when I know when I knew okay, so this is like this really typical realization story. Like most of the teenagers have it. I was 13. I was watching this show on TV and I see this very beautiful lady, okay? I see Ruby Rose
Huh?
and I was like, oh my god, she's beautiful. Like for the first time, I've during that time, new feelings, new attraction, you're liking the guys, you're liking the attention, but out of nowhere, this is like really sudden for me, like my attraction towards women.
Mhm.
And then I started finding my classmates really pretty. I was like, I had a bunch of handsome classmates, but my more focus was on the ladies. So, first I was like, okay, something is wrong with me, maybe.
Mhm.
Then I went for the Google search and something like, what does it mean if I am attracted towards women? Am I a lesbian? It is so wrong. That is what we have been taught, right?
Yeah.
And I started doing research and stuff and stuff and stuff. I think before my 14th birthday, I was
Mhm.
like, okay, first of all, there's nothing wrong with it.
Mhm.
My attraction towards female is very valid. And I think, yeah, that's it. I realized at that time I called myself as a bisexual because I was like in that two gender criteria. I was like in middle of it. So all I knew about is, okay, I'm attracted to women, I'm attracted to men. So there was a certain sort of boundary. So I
Mhm.
would say from year 13 to 17, I was like, I would say I was bisexual, you know,
Mhm.
like that is all I knew.
Mhm.
I was very new to this. I was unlearning a lot of things, you
Yeah.
know?
And I guess because I can only guess what it would have felt like. But it's not easy to get all these realizations on your own. And as you said that you first of all you felt like this was so wrong, which is
Yeah.
exactly something that a person should not feel like. You should not feel like it's wrong because it's not what the society thinks right is. Because to be very frank, what is right and what is wrong is also the things that were decided by humans ages ago. So it's not like written on a scripture or whatever. Even if it's written on a scripture, it's all what humans have written. But yeah, your right can be someone else's wrong, and someone else's right can be your wrong, right? But
Yeah.
at the age of 13, trying to figure out who you are and how this everything is, i I can just imagine the stress it might have cost
I
you.
was shit scared. I was shit
And
scared. Muslim family. I was already a rebellious kid. So, I
yeah,
was already having a lot of restrictions and problems.
yeah.
And then this dawns upon me in middle of it. I was shit scared. I would now consider myself as pansexual. When I was 18, By the time I was 18, I learned a lot of stuff. I learned a lot of history about the community. I
Mhm.
learned about a lot of people. I met a lot of people through support groups and stuff.
Mhm.
And then I realized that what I feel, then, I met certain people. I felt a certain sort of attraction. But then the thing was, they were not, like in the binds of gender of male and female, you
Yeah,
know,
which
a
is
whole new
which is
category, gender fluidity, everything.
that is something that we really need at this age and in this time, that gender fluidity should be okay. Like it should be the norm. We should be able to decide who we are instead of who people think we are. Again, I might be ignorant in this topic, and I'm really, really sorry for that in the start
No,
itself. I am always up for learning new stuff. And if I say something insensitive, you have all the rights to say, Kanika, that's so fucking
definitely,
stupid.
everyone.
And I don't want to hurt anyone's feeling by saying something that's not right. But coming out is one of the most big, it's like one of the big steps that you take, right? What was your coming out like? Your friends turned out really good. They were really supportive. Um, but did you face any kind of, like, were there any kind of friends, or were there any people who when they got to know that you were bi, was there any kind of backlash?
A lot, a lot, a lot of friends, a lot of classmates, they started looking me in a different way,
Mm-hmm.
like there's something wrong with me. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people that it's just a phase, a very common term we get to hear,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you discover your sexuality in your teenage years.
Mm-hmm.
My family, okay, I am not out in my family,
Okay.
but I might have hinted this to my mother and my like aunts a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and that hinting caused a lot of problem,
Mm-hmm.
they get all religious and stuff. And you can just understand, coming from a conservative Muslim family,
Mm-hmm.
what would be the reaction like, even just to a minor hinting of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, I am out and open in front of the world. Like first it used to matter to me, like what people think about me, but not anymore.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm living two lives right now, which really sort of hurts me, because I have to pretend to be someone at my home that I'm not.
Yeah.
I have to hide away a part of me, which is something I I just don't want to do it. But I feel like the circumstances are not at my side right now.
Do you think that around the world, not just one religion that I want to talk about, but religion does play a big role in people having this conservative
God.
thoughts about LGBTQ? Because I really don't understand. As a human myself, I really don't understand what's so wrong in loving another human. Like,
People say it's unnatural. I feel like there is nothing unnatural about it.
mhm,
Especially, if you're going to see it, like most people in our community, even the ones, I'm not talking about a certain religion, but I have a lot of Hindu friends, a lot of atheist friends, and I've seen their families far too open to the ideas of homosexuality, and having friends and partners in LGBTQ community as well.
do you think it's the misinterpretation by the people who interpret the
Yes,
religious books, not the religion itself? Because that's what I feel like. I feel like
exactly.
it depends on the
Exactly.
person who is interpreting it. Because uh, I mean, I am a Hindu myself. I don't believe in religion, but for the sake of saying, I belong to a Hindu family, right? And I would say, for most part of my family, they don't really understand as they would say, I don't understand the concept of homosexuality. Um,
The thing is that
mhm.
there has to be no concept. It is very natural. It's just love. It's love. Okay.
it,
It's
it
self love.
doesn't has to be love as well. To be very
Exactly.
frank, it doesn't has to be love. It doesn't has to be a particular kind of feeling. It's the right. You have the right to live. You have the right
Rights,
to choose.
no. We still
And
have no rights around the world.
exactly. But a few years ago, something happened in India. We were given the rights. Uh, won't say given the rights, but homosexuality was considered not
We were given the
illegal
rights,
in
wait,
India,
complete it. We were given the rights after waiting for 180 years.
which doesn't make sense because in most of Indian scriptures that we have seen, or old Indian stories that we read about, we have heard of a lot of homosexual characters in all of the stories.
Yes.
um and to be very frank, the land we come from, it actually celebrates every single person the way they are. That's what India is, right? It's supposed to celebrate every person the way they are. And
Exactly.
it's just so sad that we have taken such a deroute from what basically our culture should be. But it's not just about India, right? India is still on a very privileged, I feel like, because now we
Mm-hmm.
at least have the right to be homosexual, which sounds so bad. Again, it sounds so bad that you have a right to be homosexual. I guess we are still not. I guess I know we are still fighting for the gay marriage things, but they say that the constitution and stuff.
You
That's
know
another.
what's going on in Delhi court right now? Uh, so
Yeah.
like there's been a petition that has been filed for the LGBTQ community plus couples for
Mhm.
adopting kids. Delhi High Court has been, like pushing the whole deal forward for almost a year now, and the petition has been declined.
Oh,
Ye- Yep,
and it's not about it's and the reality is, even in countries like US and UK, which are like one of which are developed countries where they have rights, like all the rights, we still hear a lot of violence against the homosexuals. We still see a lot of discrimination against them, and we still see a lot of disgust, I would say, which
a lot.
I mean, if as a heterosexual myself, it's so wrong to say these things. Um, I don't understand. I don't feel right. I just it just irks me every single time. I mean, why do we have to have permission from someone else to be ourselves?
Exactly what your question is. It's exactly the thing we have been asking for centuries now. It's like
Yeah.
if straight people are allowed to do everything,
Mhm.
so are we. Just because like we don't consider to be in a particular gender, or we don't want to barricade ourselves into something,
Mhm.
that is not something that makes us unnatural or
Mhm.
disgusting, or there's nothing wrong with us if we do that. But I feel like this is a generation of hate, like it's being taught you for like generation to generation, that knowledge has been passed, that this
Yeah.
is something unnatural. And
Mhm.
I feel like this current generation, the ones we are in, I feel like this is one of the best people I've met, because they are capable of breaking the cycle, the toxic cycle of things that have been taught to us.
Yeah.
Because I have seen my friends who were disgusted to the thought of it, who are now the biggest supporters I've seen.
Yeah.
The worst part is people around the world. It's not just in India, I've seen it everywhere. I don't know why do they use the terms in our community that is so respectful for us as insults for straight people.
Yeah.
I feel like that is my biggest problem, that is my biggest ever problem with straight people, I would say. Like, if you think calling someone gay is an insult, dude, you're just gonna get punched in the face. Like, seriously. That
You
is
know,
that is like very disrespectful.
it's just stupid, to be honest. There's nothing I can say. One of my really close friends, he also told me about his story and how people changed when he came out. And it's just sad when I hear that. I really got sad. It's just the hate that people get for being something that they are. which I really don't have words to say. I don't know what I should feel as well.